Can you hear me now? Oh dear. Well, even if it was out before then, I can start over. We're still close to the beginning. Is this... Okay, I know what it was. It was because I had the speaker plugged in for the meditation. Okay, perfect. And good to see you again. I'm back, just like I promised. And much better energy, like I was saying. It is still a little blurry, as you can tell. But I did talk to my insurance. Oh my gosh, forgive me. Internet provider, and they're gonna come out Monday because that video I uploaded took all night, and YouTube decided that, like I was saying, that if you don't have 1,000 subscribers, you can't stream live. So I couldn't use my phone, or I could, but it would still be uploading at that speed. So they're gonna come out and fix that. So I put a hold on deck reviews. I don't know how many times I have to tell my son to stop screaming right now over video games. Anyways, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so they're gonna come out Monday. So hopefully all that will be fixed. But since now that I know there was no sound, which I should have looked at the green bar down there and I didn't, I have to start all over anyways. So that's fine. We can do that since I just started, even though it says 23 minutes in. But that's because I had to go regulate. So where is... I'm sorry, hold on. Like I had everything I needed. I thought. It's here. Well, hold on one second. Sorry, girl. Okay. So yeah. So instead of waiting till Monday, my guides, there's like I was saying, which I'm gonna stop saying like I was saying because it was muted the whole time. Just gonna start over. So Geminis. Yeah. Around, I think it's the 19th or the 20th, we are going into a full moon in Libra. Oh, you're so lucky. It's nice to hear someone relates to him, but the baby's also in there, and I keep telling him, they can hear you fine. They're not yelling. You don't need to yell. I know you get excited, but please, so I can work. Otherwise, the baby wakes up. Yes. So, and some people might even already be feeling the effects of the full moon as well. And we still are in a little bit of the Mercury retrograde shadow period, but I'm already feeling the full moon in Libra like hardcore. And it's amazing because what it's doing, so in my pre-meditation, what I felt and saw with Gemini's energy, right, is definitely a lot of heaviness and pain and just injustice and being wrongfully accused. I'm looking at my notes up here. Over here. And not just one tower moment or one tower falling, it's like we got 10 behind us, and we're like, okay, and I mean, because with this Libra energy, and I don't know if everyone can relate to this. For those of you who are new and don't know kind of the basics, we're working with energy here. So this is a general love reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and Jupiter. Also Geminis and Mars right now. So I did mention with Gemini and Mars right now, some of you might be struggling with some nightmares and stuff right now just because of the combinations of all those. But so like we're standing so strong and like right in our truth because we have like both our twins awake. Like instead of one being like a little more submissive and quiet or just asleep, like we have them both wide awake and tell us when to go. It's go time. And that's thanks to Libra, and that is thanks to also Jupiter going into retrograde, which is wait, is it Jupiter? I'm sorry, I take that back. Saturn. Saturn going into retrograde, planet of karma. Okay, so everyone's masks are coming off, truths are being revealed, karma's being dealt with. Shit people did to you, whatever, like they're paying for it. Shit you did, paying for it. And then like April is karma cleansing month. And then it's kind of like clean slate, And none of us are perfect. So, yeah. Well, yeah, me too. But I've also been going out, doing what I need to do, and coming back home because when you're an empath, as strongly as I am in this energy, holy fuck, I don't even know. But in the premeditation, like I saw Gemini on the beach, kind of like the sunset was going down, and it's standing on the beach, and you could see like the divine's light coming in, and all of a sudden like wings just like poofed out of the back of Gemini, like where the divine was kind of giving us like a stamp of approval, um like you made it, you did it. I know it was hard. I know you didn't understand. I know it wasn't fair. You didn't know why it wasn't fair, but here's your wings. You're not going to have to feel homesick anymore. You're not going to have to deal with these pains anymore. We're taking this for you. Where especially Archangel Michael, righting all wrongs, all karmas. And then all of a sudden, this lady from like some gossip show came on with like this, just, I don't know who did her makeup, but a clown must have. And it's like she was like shaking her head at it, like the scene was on her television. Yeah. Yeah, like it was a beautiful thing. Like in the beginning, it was like really that feeling of conviction, like taking accountability, and the divine recognizing that. and them recognizing the pain and the blood and the sweat and the tears. Gemini has gone the fuck through it for a while now. That's why I'm saying, like, um this Libra energy I'm already feeling, and it's like, as hard as shit is, like, having like crisis after crisis after crisis, and then a fucking tragedy hit, is like, you're just like, people try to say that quote, oh, you're never given more than you can handle. Well, what the fuck? Because I majored in psychology, and they have like a list of like, oh, I'm getting pains. They have a list of, what do they call those? It's like a protocol list of certain like things that are considered crises, like bereavement, someone passing away, moving, a new baby in the home, just things that like are life changing that could affect someone's mental health. And it's like, of course, as Geminis, we get thrown it all at once. But hey, I mean, if anyone can handle it, we can. We may think we can't, but we can. Um, and so, this lady on the talk show is like shaking her head, like, no, 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 look at Gemini trying to be something they aren't. And like they got it all together. People talking so much shit because, and Geminis that resonate with this know this. People, it's like they want to be your friend because they want something, but they would give anything to see you fall. Because, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I have people, like friends and stuff, that come to me and are like, how are you so strong with like everything that's happened to you? And I look at them like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not strong. It's called just going through it. That's all you can do. Go through it. I'm not strong. I'm not any better than you. Just go through it. There's no point in, yeah. So, yeah, surviving it, exactly. And it's like I tell people, there is no above, there's no around, there's no underneath. It's straight the fuck through, baby. And sometimes it's quick, and sometimes it is too fucking long. But that's what I was saying. And then it's like Gemini replies, oh, but we are. And not only that, but there's two of us. So the bitches are back. They are back. And we're not just surviving anymore. Like, we are literally like fucking, like I was saying, we're so standing in our truth that, like, this is what I was seeing too. Like someone saying, where did I write that down? Did I put it on here? Like, okay, so, I talked about how, well, I was talking about how, like, we don't just have like a bag, like we have a whole luggage of masks, and we put one on for one person. Like, how can I make you happy today? Okay, next, pull out another mask. How can I make you happy today? Next, how can I make you happy today? And then all those people fucking turn their backs on us and disappear when we just need a little fucking help, right? So it's like we stop and we're like, you know what? I'm done being the jack of all trades for people. I'm doing me, and I surrender. Like, we are just, like I said, standing so strong in our truth and power. And we've done too much, gave too much, forgave too much, took care of so much, tried so much. Like, we are completely out of fucks to give. There's no more fucks to give. You know what I'm saying? So, if you are Gemini, or you're cross watching for a Gemini, and they don't give a fuck, sorry, but we're out of fucks to give. It doesn't mean we don't love you, doesn't mean we don't care, but you know what? We've given so much that now we're without and our cup's empty. And that's not okay. That's not healthy. So now the divine is on our side, karma is on our side, and and this Libra energy is balancing that shit out now. It's giving us the drive to do us, to feel okay saying, no, I can't do that for you, because then I don't have the gas to get my kid to school. You know, whatever. That's just a small example, you know? And Libra, I've never felt it this strong. And I think it's a combination of, like I said, like Saturn with it, like karma with the balancing, and then the Gemini. Like, seriously, it's feels like a good thing, even though we're going through fucking hard ass shit. It's um, like, so it's definitely helping us. And then it's like, you know, it's just, you just can't help but have the frame of mind, well, fuck it. If I was going to end up coming home with even less than I left with, and especially if you're the only provider and you have other people to care for, yeah, as my son would say, we would be so Gucci right now if we did us the way we were doing other people, if you feel me. Yeah, and I feel you on that. And that is totally okay. That is definitely a Gemini thing. Geminis so need their me time. So need their me time. Even with from your own kids, and there's nothing wrong with that. Need your me time. And it's like, and I'm kind of taking on that energy. So you got to forgive my humor, because, but I think a lot of Geminis are going to take this on, because it's kind of like, you know, we're so far, we've been pushed so far that it's like someone's like, go to hell, then it's like, okay, take a number, and make sure you got gas money, because you're coming with and I ain't paying for your ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, when before we would be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, did I fit, no, fuck all that. No, 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 no. If there's any time to be selfish, it is right now, because this Libra energy is so balancing and it's so liberating. Like, I felt it so strong today. Like, I took a spiritual bath. It's time to do all those little things, like, cleaning out the car, getting rid of old paperwork. And you slowly start to notice as you do that stuff that that energy grows stronger in you, and you're able to do it in more areas in your life. That it's really neat. So I think that covers it all. I was going to start adding, well, I had this idea a long time ago, and then one of my videos got flagged because I was doing a theme song for each sign. Because a lot of times when I'm premeditating on a sign, I'll hear a song or I'll hear a quote. Because I'm just such a quote and music person. I know there's some way you can do it. I'll look it up, but the song that came to mind when I was meditating, I know it does, but someone did tell me there is a way to get some songs. I don't know, but then there was another video I played a song and it didn't happen. So I'm not sure. Now, another thing in the pre-shuffle. I just pulled out a couple and the Hierophant came out. And what I saw with that, again, a solid, firm change coming our way. Like the Hierophant is like, it is a stamped black and white done deal. And that's our truth, our doing us thing. Like, it's not a flipsy flopsy thing. Like, we have done fucking decided. I am done being fucked over. I'm done being taken from and going without. Especially when I have mouths to feed, etc. Even if it's just your own, you have to do you. Because you turn around and those motherfuckers aren't there to, don't even get me started. So, and so we have this solid, firm change that's happening, but it's almost voluntary. It's almost voluntarily. And even though like a catalyst may have sparked it, us Geminis kind of see it like, I need to rediscover my vitality. I've neglected myself for so long. Yes, fives. And I've been seeing a lot of fours, if that resonates with anybody. Foundations. Definitely changes in that. I mean, that's huge. Your foundations, the material stuff, your stability, definitely. And that it's kind of interesting because those aren't normally numbers I see. But yeah, I've been seeing the fours and fives too, for sure. And I won't doubt when we do the cards that we will too. And then the other one was the Emperor. The Emperor kept coming out as our energy. We are harnessing the Emperor energy. Like, this is my shit. Either I'm starting from scratch and building new, and I'm doing it my way, not what the fuck everyone else wants me to do, be, say, or I'm have already started something and I'm continuing to build on that, but I've now seen new creative ideas to stem off from. Very sharp, very clear. It's like we just kind of were in that hermit mode or that Four Swords energy where we did need to rest. And I was a little afraid. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna come out of this. Like, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, it's like today, and I know for men they won't quite get this, but like a female, when you're about ready to have a baby, you get into like this nesting energy. And that's like kind of what this Libra energy reminds me of. Is like, you want to make sure it's like not even a chore. You want to do it. You want to make sure that everything's organized, that you know where it's at, that it's cleaned out, that it's, and part of that leads to the bottom of your foundation being solid when all that stuff's organized. And I'm not the most organized person, but once you do it, it does feel pretty good to have things clean and organized. So when you get that energy, it's good to take advantage of and hold on to. So think, and so for the song, Lips of an Angel by Hinder is what came up. So if you know the song, cool. You still might want to play it again if it's been a while, or look at the lyrics. There's probably something in there from the divine to speak to you. I will say that one thing I did get from that song, which it's a great song, but basically he's he's with another woman now, and his ex calls, and he's so concerned, and he's like, honey, why are you crying? Is everything okay? I can't talk real loud. My girl's in the next room. Does your guy know? Would it start a fight? And that's how I feel like people have been doing Geminis. Like they want to keep us on the shelf because they know, hello, we're gems. We literally are gems, precious gems. So it's like they want to keep us on the shelf because they don't want to lose that unconditional love, that just, them being the center of our world. It's just, they don't want to lose that. But yet, they go and have a relationship with someone else. So, yes, that's another thing. We are in huge, 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 huge energy for reconciliations. And I don't, you guys have probably noticed I don't talk about the twin flame or the soulmate or counterparts or anything like that very much. And that's for a reason. I think I did do a video on it though. But we are like big time, a lot of reconciliations. Where people are coming out of the separation mode and the runner chaser mode, and they're coming back into reunion. I have my own feelings on that. Yeah, like I said, I think I did a video on it. I have mixed emotions on it, honestly. And that's why I just don't talk. That's just why I don't talk about the subject. I do know. Soulmates, yes, absolutely, because soulmates can be anybody. Soulmates can be a friend, a family member, a loved one of your kids, The twin flame thing, you'd have to watch my video. Because that would just be... See, that's the thing is, and that's what I mentioned in my video, is somewhere along the way, somebody took the word twin flame and glamorized it or romanticized it. And then all of a sudden, people got so excited and thought, oh, forget about soulmates because those can be whatever. It's all about twin flames because, like, that's my person. But what they don't understand, okay, I will say I do believe in them, but I don't believe in them the way that it is portrayed on pretty much, like before I did my video, I Googled specifically what is like the definition or what is the history, trying to find research on the twin flames. Nothing came up but tarot readings on the twin flame journey. Okay, that right there bothers me. If I can't type into YouTube a term and not actually have some sort of facts, or even if it's just somebody talking about their experience and facts, explaining it so people can understand it, I have a problem. And I mean, I had the divine on my ass about that too. They were like, you need to get a video out there that is not a twin flame reading, but the facts about the twin flame journey. Because if people really understood the twin flame journey, I can promise you they would probably be wishing that they were one of the peoples that didn't have it in this lifetime. I mean, yes, there is a small part of it that is out of this world, because it is out of this world. But the shit that comes with it, I'm sorry. I don't know. I guess I try to stay open-minded, but it's just people aren't on it. Either they're not honest about it or they don't really know what they're talking about. And that's a problem. And so I did do a video on it finally. It took me a while though. And I remember the first time I went to go do it, I just froze, like writer's block. Because I just couldn't talk about it. But I didn't want to let spirit down, like they'd given me a job, they'd given me the download of information, I had it in front of me. It's what they wanted the world, because they want people to know the truth too. They don't like to see all this bullshit lies, because the twin flame journey was created by them for a reason, to restore humanity's compassion and love again. Because even love, people aren't understanding what love is anymore. And it's just getting bad. So, hence why we're here. Okay? Because people are needing all these messages. So let's get started. And hopefully I'll try to show these as clearly as possible. And I did, for these, I did things a little bit different. And I went ahead and I used, because I have so many decks, I got those like 5 new ones. I had gotten 3 before that. And then I have so many decks because people have such different tastes. But the new ones that I had gotten, which I was going to do the deck reviews on, that I didn't get to. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of energy for Gemini. Which I still might do. I don't know. I'll see how people like it. But I used my pendulum, and I had Spirit guide me on what deck to use to get the message in what order. And they were even down with the sex tarot, so we will be doing that towards the end. They didn't even say yes to the romance angels, but the sex tarot they did. No, but this sex tarot deck is pretty awesome. I think this was final advice. It was so hard too because I had my decks for the ending that I wanted to use so bad, but they kept saying this other one, so I was like, okay, that's what Gemini needs to hear. That's what we need to hear, right? So we're going to start with our theme right now. And they were also mentioning to draw 2 cards with everything. So, there must be a lot to say and a way they want to say it. That's how I do it. I very rarely read traditionally. I don't see people who don't understand tarot don't understand. It's like you can for something minor, you can on your car or something, you can use your hands to do it, or they might have a tool that makes it a little bit easier. That's kind of how cards are. We can, certain people can channel. The cards are just a tool to help. That makes sense. Yeah, and so like I was saying before, if anyone's new, this is energy, so this can apply to you. This can apply to your partner, roommate, friends, family, people around you. Energy can be interchangeable. If I'm using a deck that has gender, don't get caught up on the gender. Everyone harnesses feminine and masculine energies. So take what resonates, leave the rest. If none of it resonates, check your chart, check your sign, and check other signs. And you may notice, 1 week something resonates with you here, and another week it resonates with your moon sign. I often notice that I resonate more with my moon sign than I do my sun sign a lot of times. It just depends on what that planet rules. A lot of people just talk about their sun sign because that's just about your outer self. Moon is more about intuition, your inner self, your reflection, and so on and so on. So let's get back to the reading. So this is from the definitely one of the sites that I use. If you want to hang around after I'm done with the reading, I can pull it up for you, unless you want to look yourself, because I have the site pulled up, but I'd like to get through the reading, and then I can let you know what your moon sign is. Or you can, it might be beneficial for you to look it up. If you just Google your natal chart, probably Cafe Astrology, or what site is this? Let me see. Oh yeah, it's Cafe Astrology. So yeah, that's the one I prefer. It's free. You can print it, and it'll tell you. And we all carry all 12 of the signs, but they're where I have, Pisces in my moon, you might have Scorpio in your moon, So same thing with the sun signs. It's just, yes, do it. And then each of those planets rules like certain things, like I was just saying. Like right now, Gemini, where we are in Mars. So Mars rules energy, aggression, and Aries, which we're in Aries, and Gemini's in Mars. So yeah, it can get crazy. All right, so the first deck that they wanted me to start with, because this is how I just decided to do it, because it's too hard to decide, is from the Archangel Michael deck. I love Archangel Michael. I mean, they're all badass. They all help us, but I feel extremely close to him. So he's one of my new decks. So we got Innocence, and we got Your Home is Protected by Angels. So so these must be prayers that prayers and messages that are important for Gemini, and it must be why the divine wanted me to start with this, because Archangel Michael is the one, like I said, who is in charge of righting the wrongs of the karma energy we're in. He's the one who goes to battle for us against lower entities, evil entities. You know, all you have to do is ask him. There's no wrong or right answer or way. You just help me, and he will, go to battle for you. He's badass. And he don't play. So the first one is, dear God and angels, thank you for helping me see that all of your qualities of pure love and light are reflected within me and all others, helping me embrace my God-given innocence so that I may be at peace. I think that's important because Geminis, we haven't been getting any peace during the day, during the night. It's just 24/7, like I was saying. This person over here is having one tower moment, we're having 10. It's like, really? We're badass, but do we have to be that badass? Just kidding. And then your home is protected by angels. Archangel Michael, thank you for watching over my home and its inhabitants. I ask that you post guardian angels at each window and door, ensuring its security. Thank you for guiding me, my finances, so that I can easily afford to pay my rent, mortgage, or taxes. I'm going to show you these. I know they're not the best quality. But so those were the two cards that came up for Archangel Michael. So it looks like I said, a lot of Geminis are struggling. Like I said, I did feel a heaviness and struggling with that invasion of privacy. These people trying to meddle and pry into your lives, you know, and your home. If you're a Gemini, pretty much most Geminis that I know, your home is your sanctuary. Your home is your castle. Your home is your peace. So that's what I'm gathering from these, is that, Archangel Michael's saying, I got you. I got you. Okay? We will post up and post shop, and ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. Okay, we got your back on that. All right, so the next deck that they wanted me to use, which this is the one that I did the deck review on that took all night. Oh, see Gemini. Oh, and I'm getting goosebumps. Gemini's got. Well, I didn't see how that fell, so I'm putting that back in there. And like I said, when I got these cards, I didn't pick them. I didn't look at them. I just. Well, no, I'm sorry. I looked at them briefly, like at the bookstore, but I didn't look at reviews or anything like I normally do. Pretty much all my decks I've looked at reviews before I've gotten them. These ones I didn't, and I'm happy with every single one. Oh, and I'm sorry. And driving that bottom of the deck for Archangel Michael. Help me perceive its eternal love. Okay, that's another thing with Geminis right now. I mean, I think we have the self-love thing down because, as we're spending this time with ourselves, we are learning to love ourselves. But this eternal love, help me perceive all of the love that surrounds me so that I can feel safe receiving, expressing, and giving love. Like when you've been taken from, used, all that shit we were talking about earlier. And I was just talking to somebody else about this. It's so hard to want to help other people because you feel like I'm just going to end up getting taken from and I have nothing left to give. But I want to be like a helpful person. I don't like to see people suffer. Geminis don't like that. Like we want to help. But then when we get so used, it's hard. And so, in this picture, you could see Archangel Michael, he's kind of like embracing her in her wing and kind of help giving her that overall peace. And that's the bottom of the deck, the driving energy of those two other cards. Yes, yeah. When I feel it upon my heart, I do too. But, because there's times that we need help. But I'm just saying it can make it hard. Like when people keep using you over and over. Why I didn't mean to put those. I meant to keep those out just in case we need to see those again. So anyways, Spirit, I just want to lift Gemini up to you right now and ask that you give my hands the healing touch to choose the right card to give Gemini the message that they need to see the most, and lift them up to you to help bring them peace and receive the messages that you have to give and that you make it clear for us, Spirit. So we have the Page of Cups. Okay. We get another one. And I thank you in advance, Spirit. Oh, well, 2 popped out, so I guess we're taking it. So let's see. I like it, Gemini. Okay, so now with this deck, okay, this is the Crystal Power Tarot, okay? So it still follows the traditional tarot. But what's neat about it, and I didn't even know this at the time, is that at the top it puts the, because I'm very into crystal healing too, for anybody else that is, it puts the healing crystal that goes with that card. So that's kind of cool too, but just like a short little phrase. Um, but what I'm getting here is that so we have the Page of Cups, okay, with this angel aura quartz, and it says, I'm as young as I choose to feel, okay? This is all, like I'm saying, like Gemini is totally benefiting from this Libra energy. Like we are taking our power back. We've given literally like 99.9% of it away, I would say, honestly, for most Geminis, because we have been trying so hard for person after person after person to try to help that we've completely given our power away. And it's interesting because the next one is the Knight of Pentacles. And it's interesting in this picture because he does have his hand on his chest, and you could tell that he's guarding that pentacle and that there's divine light coming in there. And he's looking, for something. And this goes with pyrite, which I have right here. Right here, this is a pyrite stone, or the fool's gold, they may call it. That goes with this. And it says, I deserve financial security. Like, I deserve it. Not to give it away to everybody so I don't have anything left. But then I have that one too. Celentine. I'm not the best at pronouncing them, but that's this one right here. Now the Hangman came in reverse. So I'm feeling like what's happening is it's no longer beneficial to, like, in the upright position. Wait, I'm sorry. In the upright position. There we go. He's okay. I know it's not that clear. But you have the Hangman. And usually that's just kind of like a spiritual pause to just kind of get a different perspective. But it came in reverse because we're done with that. Like, we're done. We've already been in that energy. We've already harnessed that energy. We're already open-minded. We're already clear on where we need to be going, what we need to be letting go of. Now, yes, we understand we cannot do it alone. We still need the divine's help, but we're not in that hanged man energy anymore, where we're at a spiritual pause. Like, we are ready to go. Like, We're feeling young. We're feeling secure. We're looking for, I'm going to pull one more. 10 of Wands in reverse, which is the garnet stone, which is this. Actually, wear it. It's the garnet stone. 10 of Wands, what was I talking about earlier? I love and care for myself first. And that is okay, Gemini. And it's so hard for us to do, especially with the twins, because there's one side of us that wants to be that nurturer, that wants to be that hero, that wants to be that caretaker. Okay? Yeah. I mean, seriously, I feel like the month of April for Gemini, there's not really any anything that we don't understand, don't see, or intuitively know. Like, we've spent a good hot minute, right? In all kinds of energies, in all kinds of whatever, figuring all this shit out. Now we're at the point where we're ready to go. I see my target. That's where I'm going. Either you're on my side or get behind me. Don't get in front of me or I'm going to run your ass over. Like, I'm not one to fuck with. I know you may think that you know me, but remember there's two of me. So you don't fully know me. And bottom of the deck, the overall energy. Page of Wands. I'm always open to good news. So, which is basically saying, Gemini, with all this hard work that we've put in and stuff. And I mean, we're basically already on, and that's what I say. Like, I was saying, like, everybody's going to face their tower moment. We were one of the first to face ours, and we had many, but they're done now. Like, we're like, it's not like at a 10, like completely over, but it's like we're in the final hour of it being over, pretty much, like 9. Which is interesting because if you put the 5 and the 4s together that we've been seeing, you get 9, right? So, yep. So, which I've been seeing a lot of too. Like our shit's closing on stuff that we're struggling with, need to learn, blah, blah, and now it's like go time, basically. So I feel for a lot of us Geminis, there's some good news coming in. For sure, for sure, for sure. So look at me, I like keep looking, keep looking. Okay, so let's pull a couple of these ones. I love these ones. I love them all. But these have badass pictures, and I'll try to show them. Noise? Can't hear me again, or did you mean nice? So, let's see. That was one, that was 2. Spirit, what is Well, you know what? I'll use this to clarify some of these. That is what I was getting off of them. But it can't hurt because the Page of Cups also, it's not just about being young. It can also be about news too. So why don't we clarify, Spirit, you clarify for me why this Page of Cups is here for Gemini. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Nice. Why is this Page of Wands here for my Geminis? Why is this Page of Wands here? Okay. Interesting. I have one more card to clarify the Page of Wands. Or, I'm sorry, Spirit. Can I have one more card to clarify the Page of Cups for me? Clarify the Page of Cups for me. Yeah, so we have the Ten of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. So I feel like, yeah, Geminis, I mean, we were going through some shit. I mean, that's already been pretty much been a given. We've talked about that. So I think it caused a lot of us to affect our health, feel worn down. We had to take on this Four of Pentacles energy, which is kind of like a hoarding or just being really like shoot, just like any little thing that, like, I mean, we were barely getting by, like we talked about earlier, barely getting by. So it's like, and we had the weight of the world on our shoulders. So like if you look at these, you see that the Four Pentacles, okay, and then you see the Ten of Wands. Let's see if I can get that reflection off. Which I know, does it look like, I'm trying to think what it looks like from your view. Okay, because like from my view, when I hold it, we're past the way it's showing to me is we are past that feeling like we have to cling on to like every just little bit of thing we own because either it's taken from us, stolen from us, or freaking wrecked, like, car wreck, just stuff like that. And that's stressful to have to like feel like you have to um, protect everything because you don't know when the next tower is going to come crashing down on it. I mean, that's what I'm really getting off of this energy, and with the colors too, that red and orange, it's like stuff you're passionate about. You're holding on We're holding on tight to stuff we're passionate about, and then we're letting go of the rest because it's too much to fucking carry. And it's almost like, it's interesting because I've never seen this in the 10 of Swords card, but she's actually holding 9 of them in this hand and only 1 in this hand. So we're finally gaining the clarity coming out of that hangman moment in reverse to have the courage to just fucking drop those 9 swords. If we need them, we'll find a way to get them back and hold on to that one. And it's going to be a much lighter, easier journey. It's, you know, so that, and I think that's why that's coming up to clarify this Page of Cups. I am as young as I choose to feel. You know, we may have felt old and tired and our backs hurting. That's why I said blood, sweat, pain, tears. Like, but not anymore. Not anymore. And not with this energy. We're feeling revitalized. And we can choose how young we want to feel. But I still feel like with this cup that there's some kind of news coming in that's going to make this. See, I already feel like we've let go of the stuff that we were clinging so hard onto because that was stressful. But I feel like we're kind of teeter-tottering with this because, I mean, it's hard, you know, when you've gone without. So I still feel like with this cups that somebody is coming in with a genuine offer to help with this, whatever it may be. Exactly. I mean, and one of my favorite quotes, like I said, I'm a quote person, is sometimes you gotta burn bridges so you don't run back down them. Sometimes you gotta drop them swords so you don't pick them back up, right? So let's see. Um, I feel like I want to clarify this Knight of Pentacles, and then we'll move on to the next one. So Spirit, well, let's see. How many are these? 3. Do I take these? Yeah. Interesting. I'm actually glad I did that. So, like I said, you know, he's going like this, looking ahead at something, and has his other hand on his heart, covering that pentacle, and it's got divine light in it, so it's sacred. and he's trying to keep it safe, you know. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles coming in reverse. So I'm getting a little bit of the Ace of Wands and the Queen of Swords. See, oh, Gemini. See, I told you. People, and it's so fucked up. It's like, why can't people just be happy for people when they come out of a hard time in a hard place? Like, hey, buddy, I know you went through all that shit. Like, I know you got in that car wreck and that person didn't have insurance and you were fucked without a car. And I know you had your kid and you couldn't get food. And then, your family member passed away. But I'm so glad that, like, good shit's coming your way, buddy, now. Like, that's awesome. That's really awesome. I don't understand why people can't be like that. They have to be jealous and envious and tactful and how can I take this from Gemini and how can I flick them to make them fall the right way? Well, you can't, because you flick one, the other one's running circles around you and is going to pick the other one right the fuck back up and then bitch slap your ass in the face. If you're lucky, you'll get bitch slapped. If you're not lucky, you'll end up in the ICU, not able to talk. So you choose. Yes, it does. But this generation only sucks if we allow it. It's what we're teaching these kids. That's what I'm saying. With my two sons, I am breaking fucking cycle. I'm sorry. So now I get it, because I was gonna say with this Knight of Pentacles, I was feeling a sense of not fear, but a little bit of a little bit of anxiousness, but more like cautiousness. Like he's got something sacred in his heart. And even though it's a pentacle, I still feel like, Gemini, you have something sacred, that it's not that hoarding energy like the Four of Pentacles, but with this Knight of Pentacles, you have something sacred that you deserve, that you're holding on to, that you're protecting. And honestly, I want to say that's your self-love. That's your truth. That's your, deserving financial security, unconditional love. I mean, we've given so much, but then, see, we're smart. We're not dumb. People always underestimate us, but we see them coming long before they realize we do. Okay? So this Queen of Swords right here, she is looking right at that divine light, that blessing, that sacred thing that you're guarding, okay? And, we have the Ace of Swords. So the divine sees what's going on. I'm sorry, Ace of Wands. And what did I say earlier? We're out of fucks to give. We're not playing games anymore. We're not sitting back and letting you gang bang us with no fucking lube, one after the other, and just leave us there to bleed out to death. Okay, I'm sorry. That was a little morbid. Excuse me. But this energy does not feel good to me, and I don't like people like this. And I'm glad I clarified it. So, because upright, the Eight of Pentacles is complete contentment and happiness. It's like the pre-empress card, you know? Um, she's just happy, you know? She's done her good deeds. She's enjoying her sacred space, wherever that is for you. She feels safe. Her eyes are closed. The sun's shining bright. I mean, it's fucking beautiful, It's a beautiful card, but it's coming in reverse. And the reason that I believe it's coming in reverse is not because we're not getting that, but it's the divine, this Ace of Wands, saying, alert, alert, Gemini, hey, there, Knight of Pentacles, you guy, you looking? Okay, you see it. You feel our light coming through. Okay, you know how to protect what's sacred to you. So listen up, because we're coming in. Yeah, your Eight of Pentacles over here that you worked hard for, and we approved, and we agree. This bitch over here, I mean, just look at her. Okay? She is over here like, wait, it would be, I have to do it backwards because of the computer. She is over there looking envious and jealous as all hell. Okay? So the divine stepping in with this Ace of Wands and giving you something powerful. Not that you already didn't have that. I mean, the divine is we have so much of the divine on our side in so many aspects because of all, not just the shit we endured, but the little seeds that we planted while we endured it of goodness where other people would have been like, fuck that, and choosing the lower route. So, the divine's stepping in and saying, here, take this Ace of Wands, keep what's sacred, and it's go time. Get into action. Get rid of that shit before it takes away the contentment, the peace, everything you worked so hard for. Okay? Like, this is a real, like, cutting edge type energy. And remember, it is go time. And remember what I said. Don't get fixated on the gender, okay? Just because this is the Queen of Swords doesn't mean it's a female, okay? It could just be somebody harnessing this energy, this real, and I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Another thing, she's a damn queen. And she still ain't, like, she still wants to take. Like, and just be greedy and ugly, Like, you're a queen. You have everything you need. Why do you need to go and take from a knight? Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Is it because he actually worked for it and stood in his truth and the divine's backing him up? And your cold ass hearted bitch cuntness, everything you've gotten, was through lies, manipulation, stealing, um, conning, whatever you did, and you can't, sleep very well at night, or actually, you probably could sleep like a baby because you're probably a narcissist too who has no conscience because you have no problem disrupting this peace, this happiness that somebody else worked their ass off for, and carried burdens, not for days, not for weeks, for years, carried these burdens for years, and the divine finally rewards them. And that's how you want to do them. You still haven't learned about karma yet, haven't you? Well, guess what, Gemini? That's okay. Because remember who I said's here? Saturn. So April is the month of karma. So, bitch, try me. Like I said, we're out of fucks to give. And you want to tell me to go to hell? That's cool. I'll go. And I'll come right back. Because I didn't do shit. And meanwhile, your ass is going to join me. And you're going to pay me for escorting you down there. So, yes, me too. It was tempting. Which I knew it would be. It would be tempting for us. It's always tempting to want to take the shorter route. But see, Geminis are smart. We just know. Even when it hurts. That's why I say blood, sweat, and tears. None of that's comfortable. But we know. We know that if we just stick it out, like the people that do us so ugly are gonna whatever. And look, bottom of the deck, Hermit in reverse. What did I say? We were in that Hermit mode. We so were Geminis, and you know we were. Yes, we were. That Hermit and that Hangman energy. So wow. I fucking love that. Like, we are out of the Hangman energy, which isn't a bad place to be. It is not bad to be in a place where you're just spiritually paused. We need that to just slow our minds down sometimes. But what this is showing is such a growth and maturity, Gemini. And the Hermit's not a bad place to be either. It's okay to have to sit back and just have you time, reflect, lick wounds, get the fuck away from people, get their negative residue off of you, do you some healing. There's nothing wrong with those. I'm just saying it's awesome that the cards don't lie. Like, we're out of that energy and we're in this Libra energy of just, and one of my favorite quotes is karma's a bitch, and if you're lucky that your higher power will let you watch. And I don't know, I might just title that this. I really feel like that's what's up. Like, I really feel like the people that really have done us wrong are we might just get to watch that shit. Won't that be something? Huh. Wow. And then we have the Two of Swords in reverse. Okay. So we make a choice. Now, for a while, there's been talk of this choice, this big choice that we have to make. Now, whether you guys have made it already or are making it or about to make it, you're making it. You're not staying in limbo anymore. I mean, it's coming in reverse. So pretty much the choice is already made. I'm just looking at the pictures because they're new to me. And there's always, even if you look at that, if I put it up right, see how it's like, that's like a portal behind him. up here, a portal with rays of light coming out. The divine is like literally, I'm telling you, the divine is so on Gemini's back, it's not even funny. Like, they're so supporting us. Because we deserve it. We deserve it. We worked fucking hard. And then look at that. They're like, here you go, Gemini. Here's your Ace of Cups. Here's your full cup back that everybody took from, that karma's dealing with now. Here's your cup back of unconditional love, right? And I mean, look at her looking into that. Look at those lotus flowers. I love lotuses. They start in the mud and the muck, and they have to work their way up through fucking shit, all that mud and water, and become one of the most beautiful flowers. And she's looking down in that cup and at those flowers and smiling like, damn, like, I did this. I earned this. Like, I manifested this. I mean, I know I thought about it, but I didn't really think I'd get it. Like, congratulations, y'all. Seriously, congratulations. The Ace of Cups is fucking one of my favorites. I love the Ace of Cups. I mean, because that's all about all that ugly, emotional stuff that we just had to purge. We just went through an energy, every sign. It was about purging in tower moments so we could get back on a path that serves our higher good. And so, after all that ugliness, the divine's like, here's your Ace of Cups, right? Oh, and what do we have here? Well, let me add a little bit of justice for you too, Karma. So all those people that did those fucked up things to you, and you drove yourself crazy, not knowing how somebody could do that to you, we're going to go ahead and take care of that for you too. So here's your justice, okay? So you got your love and your happiness back. Your clean, pure water. Water's so good, y'all. Put intention, no joke. And as we speak of that, hold on. I'm like, I wish there was a way I could hold on, because I'm like, speaking of water, I should just ask my son who was right there. Yeah, Geminis. I'm feeling my guides saying more water, more water, more water. We need to be drinking more water. Okay. It's easy to forget. We're an air sign, water signs. I mean, even they can forget, but so fucking badass, y'all. Ace of Cups and Justice. I mean, what more could you ask for? I mean, because honestly, I mean, I guess some people could ask for, there you go. I love the way you think. Yeah. I mean, look at the pyrite, right? I mean, they call it the fool's gold, but it's like, it didn't start out like that, and it's beautiful. Okay. So the next one is from the Dark Mirror deck. And this is one that Spirit did pick. I was kind of thinking of it just because we are going through, like, a lot of us are going through the journey of the Dark Night Soul. But from what I'm seeing here, I think Gemini's pretty much, we're pretty good. Like I said, I think we handled that part already for the most part, for most Geminis, right? And that's why it's so important to go with your intuition, to go with what your higher self, the divine, your guides are telling you, to not fight things like the tower moment and stuff like that, because then you're only causing, things to be stagnant or prolonged. It's like, if you just, okay, it's happening, accept it, let it happen, get through it the best way that you can. Uh-huh. I'll write it down. Come get it. So that's, and that's exactly why you'll hear a lot of readers say, don't fight it. It'll just make it harder for you. You can fight it, but you're going to have to experience it anyway. So why not? And, with us Geminis, we've been through so much shit that we're like, okay, it's like with the go to hell thing, like when people tell me that, I'm like, okay, ain't nowhere I haven't been a million times and back, right? But anyways, these cards are good just to help you for the month of April. Just kind of things to pay attention to, so you don't, because remember, we're working with energy, it's free will for everyone. This is just the divine's, if you stay on course with where you are now, this is how the divine has it played out. So it's good. It's good to now and again go within yourself and visit that dark part of yourself and make sure you're in check. Just make sure you have yourself in check. And if you don't, that's okay. We're human. We're here. We're meant to experience things in the human flesh. We're not meant to be perfect. We're going to have things like addictions and affairs and lying and stealing and whatever. We're going to do that shit because that's what we're here for. If we weren't, there'd be no point in being here. So it's all about the journey. So, but what's good about these cards and them being called the dark mirror is it helps. And these ones I hardly ever read from the book either, unless, Spirit tells me to, or I feel like it's beneficial because I've seen the way that it's put together. Yes, exactly. And not only that, but if we only understood the unconditional love the divine has for us, you wouldn't believe. It's like when you're a parent and your child does something wrong. You're upset, but you still love them with all of your heart, and you're still going to be there to help guide them, and continue to show them they're loved and forgiven, and show them how to do better next time, how to make a better choice next time, or the time after that, or the time after that. Just kidding. So I like this dark mirror. Look, and here we go. 13. What does that break down to? 4. We're at this 4, you guys. For Geminis, I'm telling you, it's about our foundation right now. We are getting a fresh start that is being divinely guided, backed up, guarded, protected. I mean, it's amazing. I love it. So the first one that comes out is blinded to pain. Okay? And this is something, to me, I mean, before I read it, you could see, I like the ones that are a little bit more matte because they don't glare as much. But she's got a bunch of cuts across her chest, and there's flies on it. She's got a blindfold. Okay, and it's 13, which, like I said, goes down to 4, about foundations and things of this world. I think, automatically what I'm getting from this is that we need to be careful that with all the shit. Oh, I thought that was a spider too. With all the shit that we did go through, we need to make sure that we pay attention to it, process it, and deal with it. Not just push it under the rug and blind ourselves to it, because that's not getting rid of the issue. That's only tucking it away for another time. Now, I will, I'm going to pull another one, but I will read the parts that stick out that I think are important about that one. But that's what I'm getting off of that. And those of you Geminis that are still in pain and maybe, self-mutilating or, something like that, just, don't be scared to take that blindfold off and look at yourself. And it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, we're in the flesh. Don't feel like you're not worthy. And so you just have to push your pains under the rug, or, and put a blindfold on and just be blind to it. Now, we had 3 more come out. I was only going to do 2, but apparently, well, considering all the fucking shit we went through, I guess I'm not surprised that Spirit may want to check in with us so we can check in with ourselves to make sure that after all the crisis and tragedies and tower shits that happen, we're not too lost in that darkness and need to be pulled back, right? So, So then we have 14. There's that 5, right? 4 and 5, 9 again. See the synchronicities? I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up when they are trying to tell you and they're trying to tell you. So this is hiding your true self. Now, I think that this is something that most Geminis, yeah, for a long time, I think we were doing this. I know I was. But all you gotta, and it sounds so cliche, and sometimes it would annoy me when I'd hear, other people say, oh, all you gotta do is just ask. But it really is true. All you gotta do is just ask. And then just be patient. Remember, it didn't happen overnight, so it can't get better overnight. But it will get better. And they will start having things occur in your life to help you start to find your true self. Not only to find your true self, but to love your true self. You know? They just have, it's the divine's timing. That's what it is. Okay? And then peaceful among thorns, 26. That breaks down to an 8. So that's our infinite symbol. That's our sign of expansion. Okay? Yeah, we're expanding, all right. Our ability to problem solve. So peaceful among thorns. Okay? And then we have wow, so we have 2 5s here. Another 5. 23. Revenge. Okay? Geminis. You gotta just take a seat. Or go take a nap. I know. I understand that we've been betrayed. We've been deceived. We've been stolen from. We've been lied to. We've been spit on when we're being dragged in the mud. It's been going on for a while. A while. Right? Revenge isn't the answer. It's not going to solve anything. It's going to leave you down a dead end road, and then like all that blood, sweat, and tears, and just all those blessings from the divine. This would just be your dead end. It would all be for nothing. Bottom of the deck, alone in the world. Okay? I know that that's a very, very common feeling right now. Hell yeah. I've been feeling alone in the world a lot, until I started feeling this full moon energy and Libra starting to cut. That's why I'm like, oh my gosh, like Libras, you guys are awesome. Like, thank you for, I literally have gratitude to Libra for sharing their energy because we so need it. We so needed it. Gemini was just being thrown all over the place like a freaking rag doll and beat like a redheaded stepchild. So I'm not going to like fully read all of them, but I'm just going to read what sticks out. And then we'll get to the Sex Tarot and then final advice from Spirit. So some more lighter things. But these things are just as important, you guys, okay? Light is just as important as dark. If you ignore one, everything in moderation. That's what Libra is, balance. You gotta have your light and your dark and have them balanced and be smart about it. But we don't have a problem with that. Geminis are very smart regardless of what people say. I mean, they can call us airheads or, whatever. Who the fuck cares? I don't even know what they can call us. I don't even care what they can call us because we're pretty badass. We're probably one of the strongest signs. Actually, us and Pisces are the only two signs that actually have duality. Pisces with the fish going in the two opposite directions, and Gemini with the twins. So that's something. Now, this blinded to pain, that first one, that really made me feel some kind of way. So I'm going to check that one out for us. So let's see. Oh, wow, I didn't even realize that they came back to back, 13 and 14. So maybe that's what I'll do, is these two. Blinded to pain and hiding your true self. Because number 13, blinded to pain, is about denial. I can shoulder it, and it is not a big deal, isn't it? Carving oneself for every stroke of wit and feeling so broken that it makes no difference to be whole. T.S. Eliot said, "A fly that lives a single day, a fly that lives a single day has lived as long as we, yet we accept the passage of time like it didn't matter, like we don't matter. Every day a single line is added to the pattern. A single fly is added to the wall. We take one more responsibility. We take a little more abuse. We shoulder a little more pain. We smile in front of a little more insolence. We close our eyes to our wounds. We think we can endure it. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt, is what we tell ourselves, like men, because it's manly to endure and be strong. Like women, because it's feminine to endure and be strong. Like humans, because the care and the gentleness we feel is precious to others. And we don't dare to actually claim for ourselves. After all, we can do it, but it actually hurts. It's fucking painful. Tears are better than feeding flies with our blood. We can scream and say no or endear nevertheless, but remembering that we are just humans, neither heroes nor saints. Wow, Gemini. Wow. That was deep. That was deep. Okay. What were we just talking about it earlier? I love and care for myself first, right? Our 10 of Wands. And go out and get you a garnet stone if you're struggling with that. If any of my Geminis are struggling with that, because this is the healing stone for it, the garnet stone. You know, and you have the divine coming in with that Ace of Cups, giving you that unconditional love. So, you know, that's definitely a deep message, and we need to, that's so, I mean, I resonate with that. You know, we're so trained to be like, I'm okay, it's okay, it doesn't hurt, I can take another hit, I can take another loss, you know, talking about all the things people do to us. No. We are standing so much in our truth and power that, I mean, yeah. So I'm basically just going to read for the one right next to it, because those are the two that are standing out to me the most. As far as the other ones, the overall energy, remember, you're not alone in this world, Gemini. You have so many of us Geminis out here that are going through the same thing, not just Geminis, but other signs. Hence why I'm trying to get these videos out, even though it's not the best quality, because I know there's a lot of signs that are like SOS, SOS, SOS. Somebody, like, you know, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you don't hear a lot of people who are doing their readings on YouTube talk about their authenticity, their life, their struggles. And partially I understand, because one, it's about you guys. But at the same time, I still think it's important to say a little bit about you, so that the person on the other side doesn't feel like they're alone, and that they understand that every person in the flesh is experiencing these things, whether you're given gifted abilities to channel messages from spirit or not. And most commonly, too, if you ask most of them, a lot of times we can't even see our own shit. I mean, yeah, we can read our own cards and stuff, but when it comes to other stuff, I mean, most of the time, it's not just one thing. There's a lot of other things I do than just tarot. You know. But anyways, so right after that, we had hiding your true self. And what did I talk about when I was saying all the fucking jack of all trades for everyone, putting on the different masks for this person and making them happy, and this mask for that person to make them happy, and never once fucking taking a second to make ourselves fucking happy. If we did us the way we did others, like I said, we'd be Gucci. I still won't forget when I first heard my son say that. I'm mad. So, hiding is keeping things inside. Lack of, oh, sorry, let me hold this. I like to hold this up when I read so y'all can see it, even though it's not the best. But, lack of trust becomes lack of hope. So there must be a limit. You could be in front of the mirror, or you could hide behind the mirror. Yet you choose to be the mirror. Hiding is a survival instinct Do you want to be honest and truly be yourself? Very few people will accept you then. You are too complicated to be comfortable, too contradictory to be easy, too exceptional to be believed, too plain to be considered. You can be the sun, you can be the moon, you can be the door, you can be the road, you can be the butterfly and the brick. Maybe the question is not if, but when. Sometimes real solitude is when there is no right moment to be yourself and not the right person and neither the right way. Being yourself is like a moment at the spa. It is a massage for the soul, a purification process that brings in oxygen and turns away age and wear. It is bliss and pleasure. Oh my God, Gemini. Uh, where was our card? Oh, I'm as young as I choose to feel. Remember that one? Page of Cups. And this is talking about the purification process that brings in oxygen and turns away age and wear. Hmm. Hmm. See? And I'm sorry, Spirit, that I tried to get stubborn and wanted to pick the decks myself. They still, even with all the decks, they're just amazing. And I hope that this helps people. So, which I think that it will. I think that for both of these, like I said, I think that the reason that they're coming up isn't so much that we're in that anymore. We for sure, most of us were. I know I was, of course, hun. I resonate with both of those. I was definitely in that place. So I don't think it's so much that spirits like that we're in that place. I just think it's spirit kind of just putting a little reminder on it, just to not fall back into that, remember to feel the pain. Feel the pain. It'll pass. Just feel it. The second we feel something that doesn't feel good, we want to numb it or we want to blind ourselves to it. But it's going to pass. It's not going to stay there. It does not define us. It does not make us. So feel it, let it pass. Like it said, don't let it become a fly on your chest with your blood, you know? So, and then, don't be so broken that it makes no difference to be whole. It makes every difference to be whole because of your darkness and your perseverance to come out of that. Now you have light from the divine that's radiating from you that is going to give somebody else permission to let their light out from the divine. And it's just going to keep on trickling down like a domino effect. And that is what the divine wants. This change in humanity, compassion, love, you know? Um, Okay, so let's get into the sex tarot really quick. Which, like I said, or I don't know if I said this or not. I might not have. It might have just came up in the pre-shuffle and it was something I was thinking about. I do that a lot. Most Geminis right now, though, I think are, it's not that they're not having a healthy, sexual appetite. I think it's more that Gemini's in an energy right now where we're focused so much on healing from the traumas and the pain from the past, whether it be back from childhood trauma all the way to just past relationships that, we're taking a stance back from sex. But so I wouldn't be surprised if that comes up, because I think in the pre-shuffle when I did these, that's what came up. But we'll see what comes up. Spirit, what messages do you have for Gemini in the month of April regarding their sexual health and appetite? Okay, so um trying to see it. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm getting this sense, Gemini, with this hanged woman. So I guess, would it be? No, because that person's sitting on the grass. Okay, I'm sorry, because it says hanged woman, but she's not upside down like in the tarot cards. So I had to look at that for a second. So I'm picking up two groups of Geminis, and the overall energy is temperance. Yeah. So for Geminis with your sex life, for most of you. So for one group, I feel like you're so, like I was saying, numbed to the multiple events of crises, traumas, tragedies that have happened, that you are just, with this hanged woman, that you're just like doing whatever with whoever to kind of try to numb shit out, or you're so tired of being numb that you're trying to feel something, but you're running into this problem where what gets you off the most is when you are able to feel something in sex, if you feel me. Because if you look at her, it's like, let me see if I can get out without the glare. The guy on the top trying to shove his little teeny peeny weenie in her mouth, and she's just like, whatever, titties hanging out, and then this goober down here is trying to eat her out, and she's like, whatever, like, and she's just the hang woman. She's just like, and whatever, like trying to feel something but not feeling anything, like there's no satisfaction. It's like, oh, you got a teeny tiny dick. Well, at least I'm not going to choke and die on it. And then you down there, mister, can't even find my clit. So thanks a lot. Now I'm going to have to go resort to drugs or rock and roll. No, I'm just kidding. And then we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So I mean, this just tells me that there could, if it was in the upright position, yeah, like you'd be totally just in a state of euphoria and ecstasy, and the person giving it to you is giving it to you, but it's coming in the reverse. So you're not getting any fulfillment. You don't even know if you remember what an orgasm feels like because you've been dealing with so much of this fucking life shit. But the bottom of the deck, the overall energy is the Temperance card, which is about balance. It's about divine intervention and bringing balance. So if you see here, which this isn't much more positive. I mean, maybe a little bit, but this girl is like so trying to balance so many things at once that she can't even have a moment to. I mean, sex is very, very, very important for our health, but you also don't want to just be having sex with anybody, because when we have sex with somebody, we are exchanging our energies. Like, I'm not talking about just bodily fluids. We're exchanging spiritual energies. And that's why you'll notice a lot of people um, that are deep into spirituality will be abstinent for that reason. It's not because they don't want to or they're not good in bed. It's that they're saving it for a specific reason. But if you see with this Temperance card, like she's at work and he's having to eat her out under the table where nobody can see. But she can't fully enjoy that when she's working. So it's like, yeah, I'm sorry, Gemini, but it's like dry spell for us. And then even coming under that is the if there is a potential suitor that's trying to stop us and wants us, right? It's not somebody that we'd care to even put our hands on. Like, she's got a bag of coins So it's literally like almost like he paid her to for some sexual shit, but she can't even look back at the dude. He disgusts her so much. She's trying to like cover herself but hold on to the money she made. It's almost like it was a chore and a job, and now like the people behind them are looking at her like, oh, so you're the town whore when you walk around like you're Miss Thing. But he's literally like stepping on her dress to stop her, and it's ripping, and she's just embarrassed. It's just not someone she wants to be with. Yeah, I know. Yikes times two. Oh, but finally. Hmm. Wonder how long that is. Finally, we do have the sun. Now, this could be for same sex Gemini. Looks like our same sex Geminis are getting off pretty damn well. But like I said, the genders aren't important, okay? But they could be harnessing that masculine energy, okay? Maybe, it could still be male and female, and maybe one's just very dominant, like a male. But to have the sun as your sexual energy, uh, talk about like ecstasy at its finest, like out of this world. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, it would be a much better scene if it was a male and female, but that's okay. So, and then that could go on forever and ever. So, but I kind of felt like that was going to happen because honestly, Gemini is such in this energy of, and I think that most of my Geminis can relate. I mean, it didn't say to pull these. Yeah, I'm happy for them too. Hope y'all have fun with that. That's how I feel every time I see someone. Oh, must be nice. Have fun with that. I'm going to pull some romance angels since those were kind of shitty news for us. Let's just see. I know, Spirit, you didn't pick these, but is there any messages you have for us Geminis regarding love? Since we didn't get much in the sex, which, like I said, Geminis kind of need a little bit of that emotion with the sex to get off anyways, at least as far as I know. Maybe some don't, not everybody's the same, but we need some emotion. There's no like emotional attraction, then there's just eh. I mean, then it's just sex. I don't even know if there's an orgasm, Um, yeah, so Spirit, is there any messages that you have for my Geminis for the month of April regarding love? Is there any messages for my Geminis regarding love for the month of April? I mean, I'm really picking up on self-love, focusing on self-healing from past relationships, but let's see. Well, playfulness, to recapture romance, allow your youthful spirit of fun to shine. So, I guess, I guess the divine's kind of saying like, I don't think April is necessarily the month for us to. I don't think I've seen that movie. um, I don't think April is necessarily the month for us to be focusing on finding the love of our life, okay? April's really about us finding, no, not finding ourselves. I think that was March. And I think April is kind of the month of taking in those, like those seeds we planted have finally sprouted, and taking in those things that we sowed, getting, kind of starting to collect and gather the things that we need. But, you know, if you want to recapture romance, like it says, you can be playful about it. I don't think that they're saying that there's anything, serious. Just like it says, youthful spirit of fun to shine. Oh, interesting. Like, is it subtitles or it's just no talking? What do you mean interpret it yourself type of movie? I'm curious about that now. Oh, okay. Is it on Netflix? Okay, so I got two more. Here we go. The little pity, make us feel better card, Geminis. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Spirit, for the message. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Okay? So, really, it is just about starting fresh, starting new, but this time starting with loving you. And that's going to bring, once the divine sees that you're loving you, that's when they're really going to put the person in your life that isn't going to just be some karmic relationship. It's really going to be the person that's meant to be there for however long they're meant to be there. And then we have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Really? The movie ties in with the reading we just had? That is interesting. Now I'm really going to have to look at that. Interesting. I will write that down and look it up. So, yeah. So, again, playfulness, stay optimistic about your love life, forgiving and learning. So, like I said, I think the most important thing was we were going through some serious, serious shit. Like purging shit that no longer served us, tower moments, death, death of certain parts of our ego moments, so on and so forth, hiding our pain, hiding our true self, and we've overcome all that. And spirit, I think what it is spirit wants to take a moment to give us recognition and reward for that before rushing in and just throwing a new love life at us. Like, they don't want it to be they want us to stop for a minute. That was some heavy shit, you know. It wasn't just like a couple weeks of trauma or a month of trauma. Like, we had to go through some serious shit. Well, thank you. I will check that out. So, um, and then I think the next stage will be that we'll see, coming with June's reading. Maybe we'll see more of that. Real love. But again, like I said, everyone has free will. And bottom of the deck, heart to heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. I think that just goes for everybody. Like I say, you know, the readings aren't always they aren't always, an intimate partner. Let's see, I already read from I guess well, Spirit told me to use this one. I was feeling the other one, but I guess we'll do this one. So, on a final note, I'm going to pull some advice cards for the month of April. Spirit, what advice do you have for my Geminis for the month of April? What advice do you have? Month of April. Thank you, Spirit, in advance. Advice regarding this spread for the month of April. What advice do you have? What advice do you have for my Geminis for the month of April? What advice do you have for my Geminis for the month of April? Okay. Oh gosh. And look what we got. 44. Which 44, or it can be 8. Um I've had this deck for a while. So I know. I'm telling you, Gemini's number is 4 right now. Foundations, which is good. It's good. It's a good place to be at. I'm just seeing real quick. I've had this deck for a while, but I've actually rarely pulled that card. So I'm just skimming real quick to see what Spirit wants me to mention. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, just kind of what popped out. Okay, so Spirit's advice as we wrap this up for the month of April: visions of life beyond death. And I always like to show the cards. You guys know that, just because I do. There's symbols. There could be things you resonate with that I don't know about, etc. So on and so forth. So, tilts it back though a little bit. So, maybe those of you that are into animal totems, there's a couple there: peacock, the owl. Um, but so, visions of life beyond death. You're becoming blessed with the ability to truly to see what is real rather than what appears to be. This is true insight. The gift of genuine vision takes you into the being of the universal creator. This is sacred terrain beyond logic, convention, and that which is limited in any way. The more open you are to receiving true vision, the more love you feel and recognize within and around you. Something may appear to change form, to be shed, to be lost, or to die, but there is love within it always. This realization doesn't remove the pain of the loss. It does provide a way through which it can be healed and eventually transformed into peace. The vision of love and truth of it all that is can move us more than anything else possibly can. If you have been wondering about your life path or whether you should take action on a project, or you need inspiration to really move you out of a slump you've fallen into, then this oracle brings you a message of hope. You will receive your vision. You will be graced with a way out of stagnancy. You will be able to see things differently and more accurately. Any confusion or uncertainty you have felt is going to pass you, and you will be left with clear insight. The stories you have been feeding yourself, or telling yourself may end up looking different to how they appear now. This may surprise you, but the vision is coming to you will be more truthful and therefore freeing. It will be worth the shock, surprise, or the moment of embarrassment when you realize you have been operating under a false assurance or deluding yourself about the truth of a situation. Those moments will pass, and they are not something to feel bad about. They signify that they are leaving behind a smaller view for a more expansive one. They are a sign that you have outgrown your old vision in order to live in a bigger one. This is good. There might be a moment when your ego feels a little bit dented, but be sure that that will pass. You are being watched over by life and held in protection. Whatever has been bothering you will not be able to harm you. You will prevail. If you are concerned that someone is getting away with something or blocking your path, and it seems there is nothing you can do about it, don't worry. The all seeing eyes of life perceives everything without exception. That is Universal Mother, with eyes not only in the back of her head, but in every living cell of life itself. She misses nothing, and the truth of her vision will always be met with justice, mercy, and wisdom. This oracle also asks you to shift your perspective and look at the issue of the concern a little differently. If you don't know how to do this, simply add the following statement to the end of the healing process below. I call upon the universal eye to show me the most helpful way to see this situation of concern now. In shifting how you look at things, the energy and what is being held changes, and you can see this with people. When you shame and judge someone, they react differently to when they are loved and encouraged. They may succeed, nothing the less, but the journey to success will be different. Looking at something through the eyes of love rather than fear can help us find our way more quickly and easy. Whew. I did not expect all that from that one, and there's even more. But I even mentioned when in the beginning, when I talked about a lot of Geminis feeling like being wrongfully accused, injustice, and this is like, and with the fours, hitting the nail on the head, like assuring you, Gemini, that all the pain, like I said, all the pain, all the karma, masks are coming off, debts of karma are being paid. Yeah, that was a lot. Usually they're shorter than that, but I guess I was meant to read that. Like I said, I usually only read it if I feel like Spirit is telling me to, or it's a deck like my shaman deck where I feel like their wording is so powerful that I can tell you how I perceive it, but maybe something else that's said and it resonates with you, and I'd hate to miss that because it's so powerful. So, and then I don't think like these other ones, I think that was like the key one, especially with the fours. I mean, that's a sign, that's how they communicate with us. So that feels like that was one that was meant to be read. Okay, and then we have focus on the light. Just keep focusing on the light. And that is number 10. That is completion. Okay? That's like I said, we're coming to completion, Gemini, with just all that bullshit that we've been going through. And it's hard. And I'm not saying that it's over yet, but it's about there, like I said, the final hours. And then we have receiving. If you notice, she's drinking. She's literally taking a drink of something that is being filled with the divine light. And I feel like that's us now, Gemini. We're releasing toxicities. We're releasing things that don't serve us anymore. And we are receiving the divine light. And it is now flowing through us. And then it's our job to help others to do the same once we come to completion. 10. 2 and 7. That could be looked at as the 2 being choices, with the 7 being a divine number, so making choices through the divine. Or that could be looked at as the number 9. Did I say that was 10? Oh no, that was that one. Okay. It's getting late. This was a strong, bigger reading than I thought it was going to be. I'm so glad I redid it. So glad I redid it. Okay. And then last but not least, 1 and a 9, that breaks down to a 2. So again, about duality and choices. Dream a beautiful dream. Okay, dream a beautiful dream. It all starts with a thought and a dream, and then it becomes an intention, and then an action, and so on and so forth. So, that is what I have for my wonderful, wonderful Geminis. Like I said, I'm so glad that I redid the reading. And I yeah, seriously. I would. I'm gonna look it up. I'm actually, let me scroll up because I don't think I wrote it down. I like her too. Naomi Watts. So it's called Mulholland Drive. Mulholland Drive. Okay, cool. What state are you in? Sweet. I'll turn it on. Oh yeah, I think you told me that already. Chicago. Right. My brain. My brain, my brain. If I only had a brain. Did that resonate at all with you? I mean, it can't possibly resonate with everybody. It just can't. But I hope it helped. 'Cause, but everyone's going to see it at the time they see it, the time they're meant to see it. That's just how it works. Oh, thank you. Well, that's good. I'm glad. I know I did it a little bit different. And I was even kind of like, are you sure I should do the angel cards first? But I learned my lesson a while ago to not question the divine. Sometimes I still do just because I'm a Gemini. That's what we do. We get a little, I don't know what you would call it, but we get a little curious maybe, or want to do it our way or something a lot of times. And had to get my hands slapped a couple times. I'm trying to do it my way and not the way they told me to. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's man. Let me tell you, I'm so lucky I am not Actually, the people are lucky. Well, no, I take that back. I'm lucky I'm not incarcerated, and the people are lucky they're not in the intensive care unit. Luckily, I'm have my spirituality to know that, and I tell every person, I'm like, I'd fear spirit more than man any day. So, I mean, seriously, I could go into a lot of it, but for the month of April, it's just really important that even if you can't, because I know it's so hard for us, it's just in our nature. We don't want, Geminis typically have gone through so much hard shit that we don't want to see like our friends or anyone have to suffer through shit. But the thing that I had to keep reminding myself today is that I went through all that shit and not a damn person lifted a finger when I've dropped everything to go help them. And then I still go help them again, and they steal from me or almost get me arrested for putting stuff in, you know, my kid's stroller and not telling me. I mean, just fucked up shit you just don't do. And so it's like, I really feel strongly that the divine is saying for the month of April especially with the Saturn, it's about karma this month. So like I would be just, you know, um, laying low, doing a bunch of self-care, doing a bunch of I know it doesn't sound fun because I had listened to a reading maybe like last month from someone I like to listen to, and I remember them saying to do this, and I was like, I don't fucking feel like going through my shit and organizing it, but it's so weird. It's all in divine timing because today it was like it felt good to do it. It felt like a feng shui thing. Like the more I organized and cleaned and shit, um, the better I felt inside. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's been a hard, I thought it was going to be an easier year. Oh my. But I mean, we can always say that hindsight is 2020, right? So that's kind of hard because we can always say that. I'm just putting together or setting my cards back up. And then I really like, I still haven't got to use that deck, but hopefully they fix the internet on Monday and it'll be clear. It's actually not that bad of quality, but it could be better. And you're very, very welcome for the reading. No problem. I mean, and let me know if you're ever interested in a personal reading. I mean, this is just general for Gemini. So, and those who are meant to see it will watch it when they're meant to watch it. But if you're ever interested in a personal reading, I'd be happy to help you if you resonate. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for the shout out. Was that in the comments sections or what? I don't think I saw anything pop up. I don't know if it does. Who knows what the hell YouTube's doing? I'm upset that I couldn't do it from my phone. That was kind of retarded, but it's whatever. I'm eventually going to get on one of these other sites too. Alrighty, I think I have all the stones on the cards. So, well, thank you again. On YouTube. Oh, sweet. Thank you. You're so awesome. Well, thank you again for watching my reading, and I'm glad you were able to come back for the redo because the first one, I just was not feeling it. The energy, well, it wasn't so much the energy as it was, it just threw me off that they just all of a sudden implemented that rule. If you didn't have 1,000 subscribers, you couldn't stream live from your phone, but you could from your computer, whatever. And then how unclear it was. It just was distracting me and it wasn't going over very well. So, but I do too. I'm tired. I always try to keep my readings short, but hey, gotta give the messages that the divine gives me. If they're long and it helps someone, then hey. But thank you for being such a top subscriber. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I will check out that movie. So you have yourself a good night. And I'll be back on tomorrow doing some more signs. And maybe we can check your... I'm actually glad you came on, or the whole thing would have been muted and I would have been pissed. Oh my God. That's happened before. I've spent 2 hours, not that particular thing, but something else. And it was just wasted. Not fun. But yeah, so anyways, I'll be back on tomorrow and we can check out some of your other signs. And you can see if you resonate. Maybe one of your other signs will be one that I'll do it next, and you can see if that reading resonates. Because like I said, they all, cover different stuff. This is just the general. So you have a good night in Chicago. I'll have a good night because it was like Chicago here today. The weather, I loved it. So could totally live in that weather. This weather. I hope it's like that tomorrow. All right, hun. Well, thank you again, and we shall talk soon. Have a good night. Namaste.